Well, so I love Monday Night Huddle because it's kind of like all in one for me. It's your updates, your announcements, your reminders, all the things so that you know what's going on in the world of Riemann. And then you also get some good meat and potato training. So we have two guest speakers with us tonight, which is very exciting. I can't wait for you to hear from them. And the topic is really going to be about, we're on the topic of parties everywhere, right? In Team 1%, we've got the challenges going on. And they're going to be specific about how we take those initial parties and we expand that web and we build our network and we book from that party to another party to another party. And I can tell you from experience, that is one of the best ways to grow your business, especially if you're like, gosh, I feel like I don't know a lot of people, or how do I expand? How do I get more customers? How do I get more planners? That is going to be your way to be able to grab people that you don't know. And it's going to be through those initial people from those parties, right? So, um, let's start out by sharing any wins for the week. What's everybody been doing? Have you guys been in the challenges? I seen we did our first draw, right, in Team 1%. So every Monday they're going to be drawing for the winner. So it's so important that you are posting your picture with your parties, with your three guests
And it's
in the
not connecting to
featured
my
tab
earbuds.
in Team 1%, right? So we want to make sure that you post it there because that's where they're going to pull the names to do the draws from. Okay, so I do want to remind people that. So hopefully you guys have been having a good week and all the things. I wanted to start by sharing something here that I got this week that I loved. And it is this picture right here. Okay, so I am all about the before and after picture. Even when I'm at a party, first thing I do is I like to pull out my phone and be like, I want you to, and I tell them, hey, this is my friend, this is my daughter, this is my sister-in-law, like this is my picture, this is my before and after picture. So I'm always gathering before and after pictures, and I always want them to be people that I know. So this is Michelle. This is our latest picture that just came in. And it was interesting. So she's I know her personally, and she's in the business here at Riemann with us, and she's 60 years old. Okay, so she just sent me these pictures, and she sent them to me separately, and she was like, it was interesting. I grabbed this picture from 2 years ago before I started using Riemann, and look at my picture now. And honestly, you guys, I stopped for a minute, and I'm like do I have this right? Like, is that really her before picture? Like, she literally looks like she's aging backwards. Don't you agree? Like, isn't this crazy? So I put them side by side and I was like, Michelle, look at this. And she was like, I know. Like, did I really look like that? So it's so great um, to make sure that you're getting people to do those before and after pictures, right? So, anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys before we got started because I always think it's always important to see. So, let's get moving on because we've got lots on our plate here tonight and I don't want to keep anybody waiting. So, here we go. Who's tried our balancing gel cleanser? I know I have, okay, and I've learned some things with it. I've learned that I like it much. I like to add water to it, so I like to take a little bit, add some nice warm water to it, and I don't know, it just makes it just. I like that feel better than just putting the gel on my face. So that is a little tip that I have got from this cleanser. Love the smell. Everybody's talking about how it smells like planty, right? It totally, totally does. One reminder here, Product University is back. So put this in your calendar. Those of you who haven't gone through a full Product University yet, I highly encourage you to do so. It's with Angie. She's amazing. She breaks everything down to feel like really simple. And if you go through every week and you're registered at conference, which is going to be coming up in Las Vegas, you get recognized on stage and you actually get your form, your document, showing that you went through a product university. So make note of that. Make sure you register for it. That's really, really important. And get a notebook and a pen because they're so good and you're going to learn so much. And not that we have to be experts about our products, right? We know that, but when you can hear it and just have it in the back of your head. For me, it like builds that belief in like, hey, I can share this with anybody. I don't need to know everything because I can just direct them to Angie, but it makes me go like, God, we have the best. Like we really have the best products, right? So, just a reminder, April 1st, the all new Radiance 100. Okay, so now if you got this in your set, who got this in their in the convention sets? I got to tell you, like I have been getting raving reviews from people. I am giving it a raving review. Like, isn't it amazing? There's something about it. Like, it's light. It's so light feeling, even though it's still that oil-based line. To me, it feels like nice and light. So I can't wait. I've got people lined up going like, when is it coming in? When's it coming? It's coming April 1st. Okay. Now I am going to play a video here for you from Angie talking about this line. So it is about five minutes. Okay. Get your pen out, take some notes, and just hear about this new line. So here we go.
Like, hey, you can grab these for this limited time special. Why is this red line different than the old one? What can they say in layman's terms to their customers to know why it's different, why they should grab it and not have to wait till April?
Sure. And so we really could have an entire call about the differences between these ingredients. And one of the big things I want to reinforce is that our team is making sure that you have assets to easily explain the differences between the two. It'll be a comparison sheet. We have new one sheets. But the long story short about these new products, other than, of course, the ampule is now in essence and the bottles are different, is that you have initial formulas were once passed through the microfluidizer processor, and now they've been passed through multiple times. So this redefines the nanoliposomal nature of these formulations. Not simply is it a singular nanoliposomal formula, it's the nanoliposomes are even smaller in size. That directly correlates to more absorption and more targeted efficacy. These liposomes, because they are so small, can very easily get into the skin and not necessarily break apart or break down as they're getting into the skin, thusly delivering the ingredients more accurately, so to speak. Then you start going a little bit more towards the nuances, and that's on the ingredient level. So on the general aspect of it all, many of you may already remember the previous Radiantsum line. Each of those products had the same key ingredients, really working into that key beauty concept of layering. In this instance, they all three still do share multiple ingredients. That's going to be the RK Snowflake, the Vita Complex, but now they all three share two different ingredients that highly highlight our giant Byungpul. And so these ingredients are Centelac GT and Byungpul Calisone. So the Centelac GT is just a fancy marriage of the three words lactobacillus ferment, centella, and the Jeju camellia. Really just focusing on every anti-aging claim you could want and every anti-aging performance you could want. Brightening, hyperpigmentation reduction, fine line and wrinkle reduction in appearance. That Byungpul Calisone is really potent in antioxidant care, which we already know Byungpul has that antioxidant thing going for it. So another way to just have it perform in a protective manner. Then we start going to the details of each three product having their own key ingredients, which I think that is for a different call. That is for an ingredient and a fact sheet. And we, of course, will go through that. We'll probably have a Tradition Meets Innovation call this month. We'll probably have a recap call about all of the different things we've got over in terms of products at this event today. But long story short, I always talk too much, is that we have formulas that were once microfluidized. Now they have been run upwards of 7 times, and it's different for each product. So it's 4 for the toner, it's 5 for the cream, and the essence is 7. Then we also have new key ingredients. Shared key ingredients changes is that we now have Centelac GT and Byungpul Calisone, both of which are patent pending, excuse me, as they've been recently created. So,
and you told me that people who previously used the Rad 100, maybe it didn't sit well with their skin, or it was too, maybe they had a bad reaction. You felt like this was going to be more agreeable with more skin.
Absolutely. So that's something that even I'm honest about, is that the high oil load nature of the Radiantsum line was difficult for my skin type. I have sensitive skin. It is very acne prone, not in the sense of cystic acne or uniform acne formation, but I always would get these tiny comedones, if that makes sense. They never came to the surface of the skin. With this line, it's entirely different. Because the microfluidizer process has been used multiple times through, we need to rely less on a high oil load to maintain the stability of the liposomes. And that means not only are you going to have a completely different texture experience, it's still going to be very emollient. It's going to be more slowly absorbing in comparison to the dermatology products, but it's a lot less heavy in that same consideration. And there's a lot less of that comedogenic potential with that oil load. So the refinement of these particles and of the formula in its entirety from just a basic standpoint of looking towards ingredient reactivity is unparalleled. So I think this is something that everyone, even who couldn't potentially use the old formulas, should feel encouraged to try. And if you're hesitant, there's no worry with that. Of course, we have a return process and all that, but I would approach it even slowly. Just pick one product, try out the toner, for example. You don't have to commit to everything because I know that takes a lot from what you're already used to. But know that these products are in honor of the original ingredients and formulations, but an evolution all the same. They are unparalleled to what's been before.
And we haven't told them the good news. How much do you get with that?
Yes. So the other good thing too is we have, of course, all new packaging. The package itself is now recyclable, which is huge because that was a lot of feedback we got from the field. But with the specific transformation of the ampule to what is now known as the essence, you get a 20 milliliter increase in the content that you get in this product. Huge piece of feedback we received from the field is that people would very quickly run through their toner through their ampule, still have toner, still have cream. Now you will have sufficiently enough to continue a routine for as long as you see fit, as long as you need to. So huge increase in the volume of the product.
And then lastly, would you mind just telling them, I thought it was interesting on the new gel cleanser, how it's a powdered Beyond Pool in it. I thought that was really neat.
I think it's
the benefits of what that does.
Sure. So yeah, the raw material ingredient is called Beyond Pool P100 or Giant Beyond Pool P100. P100 really has no substance in what we're talking about, but it's just that it's pea powder. But with that, it's essentially pulverized giant Beyond Pool leaves. These have been dried, but we try to maintain as many nutrients with.
So there we go. There we have it. So that is
You can grab.
Angie, everybody. She does the Product University. If you haven't heard from her yet, she is absolutely incredible. As you can see, her just going through that rad line, right? And all the benefits and how she breaks it down just to all make sense. So also coming April 1st is going to be our experience kit in the signature line with the new oil. How excited? Who's excited about getting that oil in the mini? Like, I was always like, oh my gosh, I love that people get this, but they don't have the oil, right? Now they have the oil. So that's really exciting. And then our 3 minis in the cleanser set as well. Okay. So that is also coming April 1st. So just a reminder. Also a reminder, every Monday morning, we have something called Power Hour. So if you're somebody that's like, hey, I want some accountability, guided work, money-making activity, this happens every Monday, same place, same time, okay? Take a screenshot of this, put in your calendar. If you're somebody that likes to work in the morning and you've got the opportunity to do so, it is a place where you will get stuff done, okay? Tuesday, we used to have our overviews, and we are going to encourage you to use the recording of the month, okay? Our recording of the month was the one that was done on March 10th. I personally love saving, a couple business opportunities in my notes in my phone, the recordings, because when people want to hear now, I just go like copy and paste, right? So that I think is going to be very, very effective, that if you guys can have that, simple and easy on your phone to be able to go and do that. That's going to be very efficient. And then every Thursday, we have a live masterclass. Okay. So this Thursday, I'm going to be running the masterclass with Margot out of British Columbia. So I'm excited for that. We're going to be talking skincare. We're going to be talking about all the things about our skin, the products, and you name it. So invite your guests. It's one of the best places to invite guests to because it's so soft and it's product-based, product-driven, all the things. Okay. And like I said in the beginning, our K-pop paid to party. Team 1% has put out over $3,000 in cash and prizes. What you need is you need 3 guests. In-home parties, I'm going to tell you, those are the best way to grow your base as fast as you can. You can also do virtual, okay? That also counts as long as you have the 3 guests and you want to put it in the pinned, the featured. You want to go to Team 1%, make sure you're in that group. You want to go to featured, and you want to put your picture in there, okay? So here's some people doing the parties. Look, we keep it simple, right? When we do a party, a K-pop, a glow up, whatever you want to call it, I don't care what you call it. All we're doing is we're getting product on people. Don't overthink it. You got to keep it simple. You don't need a major presentation. You don't need major scripts. You just need to go, okay, we're going to put you through the ritual. We're going to start with double cleansing. Here we go. Boom, boom, right? It can be just so simple. You don't need fancy stuff. You don't need fancy lingo, any of the things. So here's some people from last week, and I know five winners, I think maybe got picked this week, and Tim did a live. So if you haven't heard, head over to Team 1%, listen to his live so you can see who our winners were. And I always say, you know what? Somebody has to win. Like somebody has to win. So don't be like, well, there's no point. I'm not going to win. No, you might win. You might win. So here's also an example, you guys. Robin, she did a Facebook Live in her private customer group, and she demoed using the product. She kind of did like a mini master class, and she had more than 3 people in on there. So she was able to enter as well. Now we have roadshow coming up, road trips. The first one is coming to you. So we're going to be going to different places around. More to be announced, but our very first one is in Calgary, Alberta, in my home city. So we're going to be hosting that, and we actually get Angelina coming. So Angie's going to be coming for this. If you live anywhere near, I would suggest you get here, because when you can get Angie in a room and you can ask her questions, she can talk to you all about products. You want to be there. Write my email down. I can send you the link, how to register, how to send guests. We will take care of them. Just send me their name. They're your guest, 100%, and we will make sure that they get the information needed. Okay. Vegas. We're going to be talking about Vegas, August 8th to 9th, and it's going to be hot, really hot in Vegas. But don't worry, we're in air-conditioned buildings. You're not going to melt. Don't worry about that. But it's going to be fun at the MGM Grand. If you have not registered, you want to do that. Register for the event. Put it off in your calendar, like book it off. Here's where I'm going. Commit 100%. Book those flights, book those rooms. I know the room block we're still waiting for. And as soon as that's out, we will make sure that you get that, okay? So a couple of things that I want to just give you a heads up is what's coming in April, okay, April 1st. There's a slight change to our retailer bonus. We're going to be moving from our Young Pool customer program to something called VIP VVIP. Same program, just a different name with some extra benefits. And then of course, we're hearing subscribe and save, right? We're going to be moving from the auto ship program to what we call our subscribe and save. So retailer bonus as of April 1st, okay? Take note of this. To get that 5% extra on your customer orders, it is 2,000 SP, and now it's going to be 10 active customer orders, okay? So 10 customers, unique individual customers placing orders in the month plus the 2,000 SP will give you that 5%. Now, also take note, 200 SP can come from each customer. Okay, so just take note of that, right? If you're somebody that does big bulk orders and you're somebody that goes and delivers products to people, you're going to want to like separate those, right? To get the extra 10% on your customer orders, it's now 4,000 SP and 20 active customers. This is starting April 1st, just giving you a heads up. You're going to get more training on that once April hits, okay? And like I said before, our Young Pool customer program, which I love this customer program. It's nice and simple and easy. We are just changing the name over to a VIP, VVIP, okay? Same thing. When a customer orders, they're still going to get their 5% rewards for every time they order. When they hit that 1,000 threshold, I'm talking US dollars, okay? When they hit the 1,000 threshold, they now get their 5% rewards, but they also get a 5% discount when they're shopping, okay? When they hit the 3,000, and this is in a calendar year, they get their rewards, but they get the 10% discount. That stays the same. It's now, though, instead of Pool Plus, we're going to call it VIP. Instead of Pool Premium, we're going to call it VVIP. Now, you're going to find that this program, they're going to offer different things, exclusivity to different stuff, pre-ordering to different things. They talk to all different ideas. So we're going to be waiting to see what that entails as well. Now, also as of April 1st, new pricing is coming, okay? So just be aware of that. It's not anything drastic, but just know that it is coming. And for you, you want to make sure that you can lock in on some of your favorite products, right? You want to make sure that your customers know that they're going to lock in, your team members. I know for me, I I go through so much of the dermatology cream. If that is on my auto ship all the time, and it's going to be on my subscribe and save. I can lock it in by getting on the subscribe and save for March for the next 3 months at the prices now. Okay. So if somebody sets up their auto ship in March, you can lock these prices in right now before it goes up in April for April, May, June. Okay. Now that's just your subscribe and save order, not your whole cart, but what you have on subscribe and save. So if you got those favorites, get them in there. So you've got 3 extra months at these prices now. Okay. So this is subscribe and save will be replacing the auto ship. You're going to be hearing us talking about that language. Okay. Every time you have a subscribe and save order, and just like when you're ordering, like when I'm on Amazon, it's like one time order or subscribe and save, right? That's what we're going to be doing is like, hey, do you want to save an extra 5% and put it on the subscribe and save? First question people ask, can we switch out products? Absolutely, you can switch out products, okay? Can you skip a month? Yes, you can skip a month, okay? If you don't need anything that month, you can skip a month. However, there is benefit if you're somebody that's going to get a subscribe and save order every single month, okay? You are going to not get 5% off your subscription order, you will get 10%. So if you're somebody that has an auto ship every month for an entire year, now instead of 5%, you're going to get 10%. Okay. I know I'm going to be getting that because I have my cream on auto ship. Like every single month that comes on my auto ship, right? I also have my oil cleanser on auto ship because I go through it so much. So I know that I will fall into that category. So the VIP, VVIP is just going to transfer over, right? People on auto ship right now, we're going to see how it works, but most likely it's just going to transfer over, okay, for those people as well. So again, you're going to get more education on all of this stuff. We're giving you a heads up so that you are aware what that looks like, okay? So just a quick little thing about your subscribe and save, a quick little summary. Again, it's 5% off instantly when you go to shop and you go to checkout, it's going to be like, here's your one-time order, here's a subscribe and save price, right? So you're going to see the difference in prices. And if you pick that subscribe and save, you will instantly save. And those ordering for the year will get the 10%. And don't forget, you've got one more week in the month of March that you can lock in prices right now on that order. Okay. So hopefully that gives you kind of a brief like overview of what's coming for April. So you're aware. And if you have any questions, like never hesitate to reach out to anybody. We're here to help. We know that when we change into different things, sometimes it's like, well, what about this? And what about this? And we just need to figure out all the fine little details, right? So we have been talking, like I said, about pop-ups, glow-ups, parties. I always call them parties because I feel like I'm old school. And because when people come over and they have fun and they get to do their faces up, we get to have, I feel like a party and people are happy and they're mixing and mingling. And to me, that's a party. So we've got like I said, two guest speakers tonight. Both of them are very much driven by belly to belly parties in people's houses, in their own houses. And, we're going to hear why they love doing parties and why they love building that way. But we're also going to hear tips on how we take a party and from that party to grow that web and to be able to now get strangers into our business who we didn't know before, but we knew them from that initial party, right? So how do we book from party to party, from pop-up to pop-up, from glow-up to glow-up, and to keep that going on a continuous basis, okay? So the first person I'm going to bring up is Brooke Robertson. She is here in Canada as well. She is one of our team leaders. She's absolutely incredible and amazing. And Brooke, if you are on here, if you just want to unmute yourself, and I'll tell you what, she is one of these people that's like, grows and grows and grows from party to party to party to party, and she's got it. So get out your paper, get out your pen, take some notes because she's going to give you some nuggets tonight.
Thank you, Tracy. And like you said, you're old school, so am I. I still call them parties. I'm trying to get with the trend of calling them K-pops and K-pop-ups. But yes, I agree with you on the party thing. If you're having fun, it's a party. So I'm Brooke Robertson. I am from Fort Assiniboine, Alberta, a hamlet of about 75 people. And I have been in this industry for 20 years. So when I started 20 years ago, I didn't have a computer. We faxed, we either had to call in our orders or fax in our orders. And I didn't even have a computer. I didn't have Wi-Fi. And then when I did get internet, it was dial up. You guys remember what that was like? So I've been around for a little while and I had to build belly to belly, and it's still my favorite way to build. So I'm just going to share a few tips with you. We've already talked about, even you saw the training last week. You've been seeing the trainings on Team 1% on how to do a glow up, a pop up, and just keeping it simple. I do the same thing. One thing I love about this is it's easy. Our products are easy because they're demonstratable. All you have to do is get them on their faces. I just share a few things about, one or two ingredients about within each of the products and just get it on their skin. So I won't go over what I do fully for a party, but one of the things I do, because it leads into how I get bookings, is I do raffles at my party. So I just get those raffle tickets off of Amazon, and they get tickets for attending, bringing a guest, asking questions, actually doing the facial, because some people, I'm surprised to learn, don't want to do a facial and they don't want to take their makeup off. So they get a ticket for participating. Um, and then they get a ticket for placing an order. And then I give 2 tickets if they book a pop up from this pop up. And for my raffle, I just do, it depends on the situation. If it's a customer appreciation night, I do something a little bigger like an experience kit, but you could do a body cream, whatever you want, whatever's within your budget. So I love doing the raffle though, because it encourages people to participate throughout the evening. And I do find that when you incentivize those 2 raffle tickets, they tend to want to book. So that's the first thing I do. And then I present my host with her gift. You can do that at any point. Um, I like to kind of do it in the middle. And then I remind people that if they book from this party this evening, they will also receive a host gift at their pop up. And I like to wrap it nicely. And again, just do what you can afford. I like to do a balm stick, lip oil, the body cream, whatever you feel like, or it's maybe something you can discuss with your host as well. And then I also offer a booking discount. So when they're doing their order at the end of the night, if they've expressed interest in booking their own pop-up, I will give them a discount. However, I do not refund that discount until they have their party, because you could give the discount and then they might not have it. So I tell them that they'll get that discount refunded at the time of their party. So in Canada, we can do e-transfers. So in the States, I think you guys have, I don't even know, Vimo, stuff like that, or you can give them cash, however you want to do it. But I just refund by e-transfer. And the other thing is make your party fun, because that's what's going to encourage them to want to have you in their home and around their friends, is that you're fun. And I think that might be it. If you have questions, let me know. I know Leah's going to come on and talk about what she does to get bookings. Just get creative. But the biggest thing is to have fun. And I find if they feel like you've helped them and they've gotten value from that, then they will want to share that with their friends as well. So I like to share little tips outside of just the skincare at my parties too. And I sit down and I have conversations with them about their skincare needs, their concerns. I use the the printable order forms, and on those forms, I take notes. So I'll also note there if they're considering booking a pop-up, maybe they can't commit that night, but maybe they're thinking about it. So I put it on their order form so that I have something to discuss with them when I follow up with them. The other thing I do now that I think about it is I have a list of the countries that we're in and that we are going to, and I put that on the table so that they can look at it. And I say, I have a referral program. If you know anyone in these countries that's into skincare, or you think would be interested in this, like wants to use skincare, or maybe they're interested in the business, mark the country and let me know. And then I note that on their order form as well. So those are the few things that I do to get bookings from bookings. And let me know if you have questions in the comments. Leah's going to come on and I'll answer those questions in the comments for you.
Okay, so Brooke, awesome little tips. Okay, I'm loving the raffle tickets.
Mhm.
Who else loved the idea of the raffle tickets? Like, yeah, really brilliant. Because it gets people talking, right?
Mhm.
And so you give a raffle ticket when they are asking questions?
Yep. As soon as they arrive, they get one. The other thing, I don't know if I mentioned, maybe I did, they get a ticket if they bring a guest. So right there, you're getting a referral. My last pop-up, I had one lady bring 3 guests. So she got 3 extra raffle tickets.
So do you tell them that before? If you bring guests,
Yes.
you get more chances to win?
Yes, because I personally invite everybody and I let them know some of the incentives. Bring a guest, you'll get an extra raffle ticket.
Okay. Okay, and then when they order, so they do an order, they get another raffle ticket. And then you're
Yes.
raffling something off that night for everybody that's there that got into the draw, right?
Yes, at the very end.
Okay. We just have a question. It says, when people are booking a party from a party and you're giving them that refund, how much do you kind of go off? Like, do you go off a certain amount of sales they do? Do you do like 10% of their sales, 5% of their sales? What do you have a
So
guideline?
this is individual to each planner. Do what you feel comfortable with. I do 10%.
Okay.
That's what
So
I do.
somebody does a $500 show, she's going like, there's $50, right?
Mhm.
That
Yes.
you're,
But I don't refund it until they have their party and they have to book their date that night.
okay. So listen to that. Okay,
So
that's important. They're booking their date that night.
that night. So you have to bring your planner with you, your book, your day timer, so that you know your dates. Because I asked if they want that discount, they have to book it that night. And then I refund that discount at the time
Okay.
of their party.
And again, remember, guys, this is to each their own, right? You got to do what you feel
Yes.
comfortable with. If it's somebody
Yes.
that like, and I always think about this, when somebody's booking from a party, they're opening, it's going to now become strangers to you almost,
Hmm.
right? Like you start with
Yes.
your initial core people you know, and then as it expands, so it's kind of like, what is that worth to you for somebody to
Hmm.
go, I'll open my home to like 5 or 10 other ladies that are going to be referrals to you? Like, what's that worth, right? And
Hmm.
so I always think about that, like investing back into your business, how you can go incentivize them for opening their network, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where I'm confident in my parties. I've been doing it for 20 years, but you don't have to. I still suck at it and I still say weird things and the wrong thing or make a bad joke, but I'm confident in my presentation, my products. Like this is it's part about this is our products. You can do something wrong and they're like, well, my skin feels good or it looks good. So um I'm confident in my parties that I can give that discount. And it is
And what do you
worth it
think things
because
are? Yeah.
I'm getting exposed to people I wouldn't meet otherwise. So it's worth that
Yeah,
investment.
exactly. Right.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, no, so true. And like, do you find that kind of more the lighthearted the party is and the less like formal it is, more people are willing to host
Yes.
to keep
I
it
make
light?
my parties very lighthearted and fun.
laughter, right? Women like
Yes.
to be around laughter and
Yes.
them to you need to make them feel like I'm comfortable to bring my friends around this lady that's going to share
Hmm.
K beauty, right? For
Hmm.
everybody else. And as soon as they feel that, they're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Hey, I'm going to get an incentive. I'm going to get a host gift. Like I'm getting some perks here.
Hmm.
I can bring people. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Fabulous. I love it. Love the
And if
raffle.
you're kind and good and truly care about people, they'll want
Exactly.
you to come over.
Exactly.
Yes.
We just want everybody walking around with glowing skin.
Glowing
Brooke's
skin.
glowing skin right now. Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Our next guest speaker we have is Leah Lavoie. You've probably seen her on some Zooms. She is also a director here at Remont. And I'm telling you, like, sometimes trying to hunt her down and be like, hey, I just need to talk to you quickly for 5 minutes. And because she's always saying, like, I'm just about to do a party. I'm just about to start. I'm just on my way to a party. Like she is party, 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 party. And she has been in, doing this type of a business in direct sales for many, many years. Like I want to say like 20 some. So when you talk about like you know what she's seen all different kinds of things and all different ways to do things and she actually told me today she was like the hardest part is getting that initial party after that initial party the booking from those parties like that's the easy part so Leah she's also from Canada she is a beautiful beautiful woman you guys have heard from her many many times so Leah if you're on if you just want to come and unmute yourself.
I am here. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. I don't
You
know
can
why.
hear me? Can you see me? I can see myself.
Okay, well,
Okay.
let's, um,
Does everybody else see me? Because Tracy looks confused.
yeah, I don't know why. Here we go. There we go. You guys can see her now.
Did you find me?
Can you see
Okay.
her? Christy, can you see Leah now? Okay, perfect. I had to
Okay,
pin
perfect. I don't know where I was. And Lucy, my co-host, Miss Lucy, my cat. Okay, so yes.
you.
Anyways.
All right, Leah. Well, I'm excited to hear from you because, like, when we were talking this today, and you're like, "Hey, the bookings from the party, that's like the easy part." So I want to hear, like, what are your secrets? Tell us all.
What really changed for me, well, first of all, is just your energy, right? And go early, set up, so then when people are coming in, you're organized, right? And you're not scrambling. And when people are coming in, you can introduce yourself, you can kind of create that trust there, right? So they like you, they trust you. And I never want to feel like a sales lady. When people are looking at me and they look at me like I'm selling them something, and you can almost feel it in the air, and that is not what I want. So that starts before you start your presentation. Um, and and I just want to back up a bit to leading into the party because one thing we don't talk a lot about is hostess coaching so that she has enough people at that party. So I like to make sure they know that if they invite 30, right, then they're only going to get a handful of people at the end of the day and they're to expect last minute cancellations. So, so over invite. Don't worry about, not having only inviting a select few. This is a chance for them. As you saw at this party, nobody's heard of us. Every party, nobody's heard of us, right? So you get the opportunity to be the first for people to try them and give them this wonderful Korean beauty taste, right? Of this beautiful products and a free facial. Like we have spas who are charging $150 using our products in their spas. Like you can tell them these things so they realize like the gift is the facial, right? Like it really is a gift. So now I want her excited about her show, as excited as possible, so then I can really partner with her. So I like to send an invite. So I do like I have an invite on Canva. I keep it the same all the time. I've been having fun. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not as creative as somebody else on my team, but what's been going really well is just a silly chocolate fondue. I spent $30 at the on Amazon and got this like little fondue set that heats up and I bring my chocolate and I said, just bring anything you want to dip into the fondue. So then we call it like a Korean facial and fondue party. So that's been kind of fun. So it's your business. Like think of ideas, have some fun with it. So people like the theme. And also my hostess when she said, "Ooh, I like that." I get people who are like, "Ooh, chocolate fondue, I'm in." Like they're just in it for the chocolate fondue party because they think that's fun because it's a girls' night. So then when I get there, I like to talk to my hostess about the people who are coming. And I tell them there's a bonus gift for her. And she usually knows when she's booked, because I'll go over this, for her when she has a $500 show and one booking. This is what I changed. And for me, I'm keeping this. Like you can do your own thing. It's your own business. But I get a booking from every show with this. Okay. So that has been a big plus for me. So I'd say, now who's coming? And it's called kitchen coaching. I learned way back in the day. And who's coming to the show? And who would be more like, tell me a little bit about them. Who would be most likely to book, do you think? And she lets me know. She gives me names. I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. Excellent. Because with your show, $500 show and one booking, then we can lock in this. And like, yeah. And I said, it's no pressure, but I'm just making sure we know. And maybe we can help drum up some conversation, or maybe you can nudge her or whatever it may be. And she's like, oh, okay. Like I keep it light. It's non-pressure. Okay. So when you do your presentation, of course, just we're putting products on skin. We're having fun. Ask questions throughout. I have like on my invite as well, bring a friend, get a gift. I do have that. And I have like little gifts that you can pick up from the dollar store. I don't give out Remon at the show, actually. They do get a gift when they fill out a getting to know me form. And they fill that out. I enter into the draw, and that will be like samples. So I had samples of the shampoo and the conditioner with one of those head scrubbers. Then that's my door prize for the whole show. So I'm not giving Remon products for the door prize, but they're samples. I got these little tiny sample containers. Can you guys see them? Okay, so that's the new cleanser, the balancing serum, and the third one I have the dermalogical cream. So they're just little samples, and I will put that in there with like a dollar store. These guys actually, they're like a little scrubber for your face. They cost me $1. Okay, so it looks like they're super cute, and it gets them, and I will label them step one, step two, step three, and that's their gift, and they love it. So things that you can do that you can give away where people can have an experience at home and continue the love, right? So they're like, oh, this is really good. Because I've had some people who take something home as a sample, like, oh, Leah, you gave me a sample of that. The other thing is like, because we get so much of our exfoliator, our cleansing wash. Man, that goes forever. Give them a little bit of these, right? With one of these. That doesn't cost you much. So try to keep it affordable for yourself and have nice gifts for people. And then wrap them in like nice little bags, make them pretty, right? So you can get little bags that you can wrap them in, cellophane bags with ribbons, that kind of stuff. And I just have them tucked away there, that those are my gifts from my show. And so yeah, so then at the end of it, when I'm doing my presentation and we're having a lot of fun, and after the end of it, I'm just, I thank Laura, because Laura, I just did a show yesterday, and I'm like, thank you so much, Laura, for having. If it wasn't for Laura, none of you would be sitting here at this table and having this experience to hear about Remon. And I am so passionate to share this. So I know Laura had her eyes set on whatever gift. Okay. So whether that be the cream or whether that be this, with her show being $500 sales and one booking, I'm going to give this as a gift for Laura. Okay. And that's going to be her gift the night of her show. And so does anybody want to jump up and be their first booking? And I can also give you a gift of your choice the night of your show for being her booking, and you claiming. And like, actually, to be honest, I've been doing, it's like hard to say without having the gift in my hand. I've stocked up on these, right? The kits that we have. if you have any old like experience packages, you know, because they see it, right? The experience packages, like we don't have anything right available right now. So I've been using them to really get them to book, and they're booking for it, you guys. They're excited about it. I'm like, these are exclusive. Nobody can get them right now. And so you can get yours. So, like, be creative with the products you have. So, I've invested in my business because I've been raised as a business owner. I've been raised owning a business, and my grandpa told me when I started in this line of work, and I was getting free product. He goes, "You're going to put that back in your business, right?" And I was like, no, I was gonna use it, but that of course I'm like looking for the right answer for my grandpa, and I'm like, yes, grandpa, I'm gonna put it back in my business. So we are business owners. So look wherever you can get free products. So a lot of times when you buy bundles, you get free products. Every time you purchase on your own account and you have free products there, use that as incentives for your hostesses. So my person, I literally said for anybody who wants to be her first booking will get an extra. Will get a gift up to $75 a night of your show as a gift from me. And she jumped up. She was like, "Me, I'll be here." And it was just easy, right? But I purchase my products. I use the products. And so I have credits sitting there because a percentage of my goes into that, and I use that on my business. I have free products and I invest. So taking investment of 10% of your show, right, of the sales, and giving it to your best friend to create lifetime customers. So that is huge because a customer reorders and reorders and reorders, and a lot of them turn into planners because they love the product so much, right? And then a lot of them become like, and they know the system. So just be creative. Don't give them a lot of gifts for like giveaways for friend gifts, because the big thing is for hosting. So do what you can. Don't give away the farm, but give something, and I attach a booking to the sales, and that has been a big difference for me. So I think that covered quite a bit that I wanted to. Let me just look.
That is amazing. I
Does
love
that
it.
make
I
sense?
love I love what both of you guys said, because here's the deal. This is what I love to do in my business. I love hearing different ideas from so many different people and going like, now what do I want to do? Like, what am I comfortable with? What's going to work for me? What do I like to do? And just hearing everybody's different ideas. I've got so much from tonight, and I hope you guys all did too. Um, and investing back into your business, it's so true, right? It's like, hey, we have a business, and what is that worth to you to get people into your network that you wouldn't have known otherwise without this host, right? That host is pretty special. So when they hear, hey, I might get incentivized. Oh, I might get a free gift. Oh, I might get like that's so crucial, right? So anyways, be creative, have fun. This is important that we have fun. We keep it light. Nobody wants to come to a 3-4 hour party that has a presentation and they have to sit and listen for an hour, right? Like nobody wants that. They want to have fun. So, anyways, thank you so much, ladies. I hope everybody got some ideas from them. I did want to go back. I seen a question about the subscribe and save for locking in March. The products you lock in March, you can't now go and change it with something else and you keep the old prices coming. Okay. What you lock in, that price with that product, if you want it for the next 3 months, it has to stay at that product. You can't go, I've got a cream now. Now I'm going to put, an oil cleanser and I expect it to be the price that it was in March. No, that's not going to be the case. Okay. Once you got it, if you want to lock those prices in, when you're putting them in March for the next 3 months, then it's going to stick with those products. Okay. So hopefully that answered that question for you. But thank you so much for being here, guys. We always love that you take the time to get on here. And I think Mondays are so important because it does give you these concrete meat and potato ideas, right? That is like real life and how we're growing our business and how people are doing things from experience. So anyways, have a really, really good one. Get those party pictures, put them in Team 1% because you might be the winner next week. Okay. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.